Hello there, it's Samantha. So before I get into the video, I just want to clarify, yes, I'm in a new location. Again. Basically, I moved into my university accommodation, and this year I'm not living in a dorm, I'm living in a house with some of my friends, which is great. But yeah, we're currently living in a house, and I will do a full room tour again. I did one last year, and I'll do one again this year, but once I have everything sorted out, because at the moment, things are kind of a mess. So when everything's sorted out, I will do a room tour again. I really don't like this background that's currently going on, because it's very yellow. It is showing up really yellow on camera, so I apologize for that. It's not the nicest to look at, but I will have a bookshelf eventually, I hope, and I'll be filming in front of that in future. But for now, we're here and it's gross, but I'll find a new filming location for you soon. So today, as you can tell by the title, I'm doing a tag. I feel like I haven't done a tag in a while. I posted a couple in June, and then like from that point onwards, I was like, no more tags. I haven't done a tag in a couple months. So today I've decided to do the Fall Time Cozy Time book tag. I actually have already done this tag many years ago when I like very first started my channel, and I will not be linking it down below because it's awful. Oh my god. I just watched it back to see what books I mentioned so that I don't repeat myself. And oh my god, I was the cringiest little 15-year-old, and I wish I hadn't had a channel back then because it's so cringy. But also I'm happy that I've been on BookTube for so long. But oh well, that's enough prefacing. Today I'm doing the Fall Time Cozy Time book tag, which was created by Sam from Sam's Nonsense. And she tagged me all those years ago when I did it. And I was tagged again like maybe 1 or 2 years ago, but I can't remember who by. And like the fall season had already kind of like passed at that point, so I didn't feel like doing it again. Anyway, that's enough prefacing. On to the questions. So, the first question is Crunching Leaves. The world is full of color. Choose a book that has reds, oranges, yellows on the covers. So for that one, I'm going to go for a book which is very red, and for that one I'm going for This Mortal Coil by Emily Suvada. This is the British paperback edition, and I absolutely love the cover of this. I really want to get to this soon, but it is dystopian, and recently I haven't been in a really dystopian mood, so I'm kind of waiting until I'm more in a dystopian mood. The cover like screams fall because it's got all this red on it. So yeah, I should really get to this soon, but I'm not really in the mood for dystopian. But when I am, I'll get to this. The next question is Cozy Sweater. It's finally cool enough to don warm, cozy clothing. What book gives you the warm fuzzies? Obviously anything by Becky Albertalli. All of Becky Albertalli's books are adorable and just so much fun to read, and I love the characters and the relationships. Aside from that, my first immediate thought when I read this question was To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I know that this book has been getting a lot of hype recently because of the film, but you know, it deserves it. This book is adorable and so much fun. I just finished rereading it and I love it so much. I'll definitely be rereading the rest of the series very shortly. It's just so cute. Lara Jean is a great character to read from. Peter is amazing, although I prefer him in the movie, I'm not gonna lie. But that might be because of Noah Centineo, because like, so cute. I love the movie as well so much. I actually really want to rewatch it now that I've reread the book, but I've already seen the movie 3 times. I think that's overkill. The next question is Fall Storm. The wind is howling and the rain is pounding. Choose your favorite book or genre that you like to read on a stormy day. My 2 favorite genres to read during that time are historical fiction and fantasy. I always find that I'm in a huge fantasy kick from like September through to like February. That's like when I want to read all of the fantasy. And I also really like to read historical fiction during this time. I don't know why, but for some reason I just don't gravitate towards historical fiction during the summer or fantasy really. I've barely read any fantasy this year, but I love both of those genres a lot. But 2 books that I really want to get to this season are the first book in the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. This is The Final Empire, which I always get confused about because it's called The Final Empire and yet it's the first book. But yeah, I really want to read this book. I am very intimidated though because it is an adult fantasy book and I like never read adult books ever, pretty much. But I have heard that this is a good book to start with. If you are new to adult fantasy, it's a good one to start with, I've heard. So I really want to get to this, but I have heard that it's quite complex. I feel like if I read it, I'm gonna have to binge read the whole trilogy. So I might wait until I've read a couple more books that I'm like dying to get to first and then get to this. But I've owned this book for about 2 years and I still haven't got to it, so it's about time. And another book that I'm definitely going to be getting to this season, I have to because it's been too long. I can't believe I haven't read that. That is The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. Everyone's read this book and I haven't, and I need to because I love historical fiction. It is about Nazi Germany, set in World War II, obviously. It's gonna kill me, but I want to read it so badly. I have to get to this one really soon. The next question is Cool Crisp Air. What's the coolest character you'd want to trade places with? I would definitely want to trade places with Katie Grant from the Illuminae Files. I just think that she's such a badass. The whole trilogy is fantastic, although I will say my favorite book was definitely Gemina, but the whole trilogy is amazing. I binge read it in, I think I started in April and I finished it in May. I absolutely really loved this trilogy and I really loved Katie. She was definitely my favorite character from the whole trilogy. She was just such a badass and she was really brave as well, and she was just brilliant and I loved her. So if I could trade places with any character, it would be her. Although actually I don't want to have to deal with everything she dealt with because that was rough. But I would love to trade places with her in terms of how cool she is. The next question is hot apple cider. What underhyped book do you want to see become the next biggest, hottest thing? So the book I'm choosing for this question is probably going to sound strange, but I'm choosing Moxie by Jennifer Matthew or Mathieu. I've heard it both ways and I still don't know which way is the right way. But this book was really hyped when it came out last year. I think it came out last year, and it was super hyped. Everyone was talking about it, everyone was reading it and raving about it, and then I feel like nobody has talked about it since that initial hype. So I want the book to get re-hyped because I only just read it and I loved that book. It was so fantastic. I really loved the feminist themes. I hated how horrible the boys were in that school and everything that happened. I just hated it. It made me so mad. But then I loved to see the female friendships and I just loved it so much. So I want to see that book get re-hyped because it was fantastic. I don't think re-hype is a word, but you know what I mean. I want to see it get hyped up again because it was amazing. The next question is coat, scarves, and mittens. The weather has turned cold and it's time to cover up. What's the most embarrassing book cover you own that you like to keep hidden in public? Honestly, I don't like try and hide the books that I read because I don't care. I used to be really self-conscious about reading books in public because I was like, oh my god, what if someone's going to judge me for what I'm reading? Or what if they're going to think I'm a nerd for sitting here and reading? And honestly, I'm trying really hard not to care anymore. I've spent my whole life being really self-conscious, so I've decided this year, and like in the last couple of years, I've just decided fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna be myself. People can judge me if they want to, but you know, that's stupid because I'm gonna do me. So, you know, what else? But if I had to choose one, it would probably be the Lux series by Jennifer L. Armentrout because they just look like cheesy romance books. And honestly, they are. So, I mean, like, it makes sense, but they are a bit dodgy, not gonna lie. But yeah, I don't actually care, so I wouldn't cover it up. The next question is pumpkin spice. What's your favorite fall time comfort food? Honestly, I don't really know. I think like apples might become more popular in the fall season because like that's the time when you're supposed to eat them. I love apples though, and I eat apples all year round, so I guess apples, but they're not really comfort food, but I just love them. And apple pie, I guess, yeah. If we're gonna have to go for anything, it would be apple pie. I just love apples and apple pie. Apple pie with some ice cream, it's delightful. I don't eat ice cream anymore though because I'm vegan and I have been for like 3 years, but vegan ice cream with apple pie, nice. Or apple crumble, that's like more of an English thing. Apple pie is, I feel like, is more American, but yeah, it's amazing. And there is one more question, and that is warm cozy bonfire. Spread the cozy warmth. Who do you tag? Now, I'm not gonna be tagging anyone because this tag did come out about 4 years ago, so I'm not gonna tag anyone, but if you want to do it, feel free to do it and say I tagged you. I enjoyed this tag, so like if you want to do it, do it. It's a fun tag to do and it gets you into the fall season. I feel like everyone loves fall. I really don't because I don't like being cold. I like the summer and that's pretty much it. It's a shame because I'm born in winter, but you know, it's fine. That's just something I've got to get over. But yeah, I feel like everyone loves fall, so if you want to get into the fall mood, do this tag. But that's going to be all for today's video, so I hope you liked it, and if you did, please give a thumbs up. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe down below. I upload videos on Fridays typically, so hopefully I'll have another video up for you next Friday. But that is all, so I'll see you very soon with another one. Bye!